So let's talk about accommodating resistance, everyone's favorite subject. You were just hoping I would make some video about accommodating resistance. Back when I started, over 30 years ago, accommodating resistance was in relation to bodybuilding, was about machines that accommodated resistance. And okay, what is accommodating resistance? What was it back then? It was the idea that that a barbell wasn't the perfect tool. That when you lifted, some parts were stronger, some parts were weaker, and then you got stronger again. And so they would do things, they would add pieces in the line of the chains or the straps so that the resistance felt heavier at the beginning, easier in the middle, and then heavier again at the end to accommodate the natural resistance or the natural strength curve of the muscle. And so the idea was, and I bought into it, that there was no way to get around it. But actually there is, and it's a very simple way to get around it. And this is true for bodybuilding, this is true for strength training. Though the accommodating resistance with powerlifting is looked at as a way of making you fight harder for the lockout of a squat or a bench by adding bands or chains, which is a great idea. I think it's a great idea. And I like especially chains because they swing around a lot, cause a chaotic effect. And I think there's a lot to be gained from training with chains. So how do you get around this with a barbell? It's actually really simple, which is why you got to look at who's telling you what you're reading or what you're listening to or watching, because who's making money? Is the person making the video telling you it's so great the person that actually makes the equipment? Okay, of course they can. Of course they're going to say how great it is. They're not going to tell you, well, if you really thought about it, you can make your way around with a barbell. So let's take a curl. I just got done doing curls and cheat curls. How in the world am I going to get any kind of accommodating resistance? It's all in performance, weight and performance. Let's say this is light enough for me to do strict curls with. And so if I do strict curls with this, it's going to be a nice slow motion, no momentum. So the muscle does all the work. And it is especially going to be hardest in the middle. That's where you're weakest. That's where it's in line with gravity. The weight is in line with gravity. That's where your mechanical advantage, it's mechanical disadvantage. And so if you work nice, slow, controlled repetitions, you will build up that weakest part of the strength curve. But you're not really going to hit the stronger parts, the beginning and end. So again, if I'm doing a strict curl, it's the middle where it gets hardest, gets easier at the end, and it's easier to start. Well, now what do? Okay, that's great, James. You showed me one piece, 1/3. How do I get the other 2/3? Well, you can do this to failure, and then when you can't do anymore, you start cheating. Because you're failing because the middle can't do anymore. So you can swing using the strength and your body momentum, using the strength at the beginning, use the momentum to bypass what can't do anymore, and then finish with the strong part again. So that way you're getting that full resistance accommodated. You go slow, tension, controlled, no momentum at the beginning. You hit your failure point, you can't do another rep. You just start doing body English or momentum and finish it out. Now you bypass that weak point, and now you're working the other two sides of that weak point. You can do that, or you can do, like I did tonight, I did warm-up sets. I started with a lighter weight, did strict curls, added weight, let them got progressively looser, more momentum as the weight went up, until finally I was heaving it, okay? So that workout, I worked the beginning, the middle, and the end of that muscle tissue, the biceps, the brachialis. It was a great workout. So basically, when you're using the momentum, it can get, and you're going to be warmed up. If you've done your warm-up sets with a strict reps, strict sets, lighter weight, you're going to be all warmed up to start. Like that. No, I'm not really going to worry about doing negatives with the more momentum if I'm using more weight or if I'm tired. I don't mind using the negatives, a slower motion at the beginning, when either I'm just doing the stricter reps in the beginning of a set, or if I'm just using a lot of weight, that's fine. I'm really not concerned about the negative. It's going to cause a ton of soreness. Some people love the negative. I tried to do it over the years. It's never really given me anything but a lot of pain that really kept me from working out more often. So for me, I don't need it. I don't necessarily avoid it, but I don't go chasing it either. So you can do this with whatever you can. If there's an exercise that you can start out strict, nice controlled reps, and then you can start using English, body momentum, after you fail. Whatever those lifts are, but that's going to be accommodating resistance. You have now worked that full strength curve of the muscle. I don't care if it's tricep work, bicep work, quadricep, calves, hamstrings, whatever. So again, think about what you're being told. Think about what you're watching. And think for yourself. Think maybe there is a solution. Maybe there is a possibility. Because this is a probably close to $1 billion industry now. And I figured out how to do it on my own with a silly barbell and a couple of plates that have been around since, the early 1900s. So, take care, everyone. Good luck. Think for yourself.